Greetings, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to be looking at what we need to know when we become a new leader. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 7th year of the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guide committed to your success. The president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, a best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. My new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, is going to be released shortly. We are broadcasting around the world from Minato-ku in the center of Tokyo, the leadership capital of Japan. Now, this podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan, and trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's Japanese phrase is daijoubu. Daijoubu. Say someone fell over, tripped over or something, you might say, daijoubu, daijoubu, are you okay? Are you okay? Daijoubu. Or they had a tough meeting with the boss and they come out looking, sort of white and obviously frazzled. You might say, daijoubu, daijoubu, are you okay? Daijoubu, are you okay? Daijoubu, daijoubu, daijoubu. This is episode number 402, and we are talking about the new leader mindset shift needed. We are recognized for our capabilities and potential and promoted into our first leadership role. We have been given charge over our colleagues and now have additional responsibilities. In many cases, we don't move into a pure off-the-tools leadership role. We are more likely to be a player-leader hybrid because we have our own clients and also produce revenue outcomes. One of the biggest difficulties is knowing how to balance the roles of doer and urger. Jealousy, bruised ego, sabotage, mild insurrection can be found amongst our former colleagues as we are now their new boss. There will be some who feel the organization has made a massive error and they should have been the one promoted. Their enthusiasm for striving for the greater good has become diminished, and the results begin to suffer. The more Machiavellian may be thinking how they can unseat the new boss by lowering outcomes enough so that it damages the new boss's credibility without getting themselves fired. They're happy to spend long hours conspiring with others to calculate the nexus of those 2 points. The danger here is we double down on our own production because we have more control over that and we actually don't lead. We are busy with dealing with all the accoutrements of power, exciting stuff like approving leave applications, tracking sick leave, filling out reports, and general paperwork, which is the bane of a leader's life. Leaders have 4 main jobs: set the strategy, create the culture, maintain the machine so that it runs on time and on budget, and we build our people. When we were team members, we were given guidance and direction by the boss. Now we are the boss. Are we sufficiently knowledgeable and talented enough to take the organization in the right direction? Are we relying on what we knew before we became the boss? Are we studying, reading, listening to podcasts, watching TED Talks, and doing everything we can to better educate ourselves for the different demands of this leadership role? If we are busy working on our new leader tasks or servicing our own clients, we may not be devoting the time needed to grow. Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is sponsored from our professional leadership series. On the 12th of March, addressing mistakes. On the 19th of March, vision, mission, values. On the 26th of March, the innovation process. And on the 2nd of April, analysing issues and making decisions. You can find out more about those programs on our website at enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, the Bible for Selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, as well as my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. If you like learning by watching videos, we have over 1,000 for you there on Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's a premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, we have Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. The leader needs to have a long-term perspective, but our subordinates tend to have a short-term view, and invariably so do our superiors. They expect results from us and in short order, or they start wondering if they made the right choice about who should have stepped up and be the boss. The boss has to challenge orthodoxy. If we keep doing the same things in the same way, we'll get the same results. How can we get better results? That is what the boss needs to be working on. We need to persuade others to follow us and to have influence. Often, none of those factors are part of the selection process, though. We got the job because we were the best salesperson, accountant, engineer, bookkeeper, architect, etc. Actually, many new leaders don't even like people and much prefer numbers. Many are poor public speakers, have big brains and no friends. Do the new leaders get any training to build on their skill sets and give them the tools to succeed? Often, they get nothing. They keep focused on what they can control, which are their own clients, don't build their bench strength, and they wind up carrying the team. That works, as long as the outcome demands don't go up. As the ask increases, the gap starts to form between how much one person can do to hit the targets and the total team contribution. Because they haven't developed their people, they are not filling in the gap between where they are and where they need to be. After 3 years of this, the new leader gets fired, and the cycle begins again with a new person sitting in the boss's chair. New leaders relying on their companies for their security to remain in their elevated position are pretty optimistic. The tasks of the leader are different to those of the led, so either through personal study or company-sponsored training, there must be the investment to grow their capabilities. The mindset element is important, as that is the trigger to change the required behaviours to be able to grow in the new position. So, bosses, are you sufficiently investing in your newly promoted leaders? So, newly promoted leaders, are you taking responsibility for your own career and investing in yourself? If the answer to either question is no, then whether you realise it or not, you have entered the danger zone. Don't go there. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Take what you found valuable, immediately put into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. Be one of them. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.